Well, folks, it feels like just yesterday that we got the announcement for the December titles, and man, does time fly because we're already here for the January Criterion titles. I just got the email this morning, like I'm sure many of you did at home. I haven't looked at it yet, so we're going to talk about it fresh, so let's do it. All right, let's get right to it. John Huston's The Dead, never heard of it. I swear, I make these videos and I'm just always like, I've never heard of this movie, so I'm sure this is really fun for you guys to watch. 1987, this is the elegiac last film, I don't know if I said that word correctly, by John Huston, finds the legendary director adapting a masterly short story by his favorite writer, James Joyce, into a poignant reflection on the totality of life. During a snowy winter in turn of the 20th century Dublin. Oh, cool. Sounds like a cool setting. I'll skip through it a little bit, though. It's an Irish film. It is my people. Oh, God. All right, 85 or 83 minutes. Never heard of it. John Huston, though, I know he's a fairly famous director, filmmaker. He did the Asphalt Jungle. I haven't seen Under the Volcano, though, so recommend it to me if it's worth recommending. Captain Blood with Errol Flynn. Ooh, an Errol Flynn pirate swashbuckling classic. Sweet. So with this spectacular romantic adventure, a new era of Hollywood swashbuckling was born, as was a devilishly dashing star named Errol Flynn. He brings boundless charisma to the role of an idealistic Irish physician. I'm sensing a theme. Irish. He brings boundless charisma to the God damn it. Okay. I actually think I have seen this at a friend's house when I was really young. I have a friend, Dave, who his dad is into all these classics. And you would have seen him in my Criterion Hall video, one of my last ones. But yeah, his dad has just always got this stuff on the TV. So I'm pretty sure we watched that one together. Nicole Kidman, Birth, a Jonathan Glazer film. Okay, so don't love the cover art right away. I failed to mention that on the last two. It seems like cool cover art to me. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I always get really sick of these ones where they just take a face and they fill the entire frame with one face. It just bothers me. And I feel like Nicole Kidman's been getting that treatment, like, a lot. I feel like a lot of her movies in the Criterion Collection are just a big portrait of her face. Either way, Birth, Jonathan Glazer's second feature is a haunting cinematic enigma that explores the mysteries of the heart. Nicole Kidman delivers a masterfully multi-layered performance as Anna, a widow still mourning the death of her husband a decade earlier when she meets Sean, a 10-year-old boy who claims to be his reincarnation. Oh, wow, fascinating. Leading her into a wrenching confrontation with her own unresolved grief and desires, featuring painterly cinematography by Harris Savides and a hypnotic orchestral score by Alexandre Desplat. Oh, sick. Well, those are all really cool things. So, a profound emotional reverie on the possibilities of love beyond the physical realm. This sounds like a fascinating movie. I'm actually very intrigued by it, and I'll probably be checking that one out for sure. The first Jonathan Glazer film in the Criterion Collection. Sweet. Kiss of the Spider Woman. Ooh. Intriguing cover art right away. 1985. Directed by Hector Babenco. Featuring an... Oh, God. I cannot read all these big words, but I swear to God. You know, because the thing is, when I jump on here to make a video like this, it's like early afternoon. I haven't gotten my vocal cords like going yet. And then I'm sitting here trying to read all these big, fancy, flashy words in these Criterion descriptions. And I just can't spit it out. Anyway, Kiss of the Spider-Woman is a work of radical compassion that boldly expands notions of love, gender, and revolution. In the film, a militant leftist activist and a queer cinema-obsessed window dresser imprisoned together under a repressive military dictatorship. The two gradually forge a bond that transforms the way they both understand politics, sexuality, and masculinity, blending raw realism with Melina's imaginative escapes into sumptuous movie fantasy. 1985 Brazilian film. Yeah, I mean, it sounds interesting and a very progressive, forward-thinking movie for 1985. Always down for that. Love the cover art. Moving on. Okay, so we get Martin Scorsese's World Cinema Project. This is part of an ongoing series where Martin Scorsese is collecting and presenting, preserving what he considers masterpieces and different world cinema films and putting them in a box together. So this is pretty sick. I mean, I've never watched any of these, so it doesn't like initially intrigue me, but I do like the mission. And I think at some point in my life, I will go down this rabbit hole and start getting into these Martin Scorsese world cinema projects. But for now, it doesn't immediately intrigue me. Now, Dead Man, filmed by Jim Jarmusch. This is already in the collection. I haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with Jim Jarmusch as a filmmaker. I've seen a few of his films. I've never completely jived with any of them, but I've only really seen some of his more recent films. So, 1995, I think this stars Johnny Depp. And let me know if Dead Man is worth checking out. And yeah, Jim Jarmusch. Yi Yi, Edward Yang. I believe this is already in the collection too, but this is exciting because he's also the director of Brighter Summer Day, which is a very popular film in the collection, a very good movie. The Extraordinary, but I've never seen Yi Yi. So, The Extraordinary Internationally Embraced Yi Yi, directed by the late Taiwanese master Edward Yang, follows a middle-class family in Taipei over the course of 1 year, beginning with a wedding and ending with a funeral. Whether chronicling middle-aged father NJ's tentative flirtations with an old flame or precious young son's Yang Yang's attempt at capturing reality with his beloved camera. The filmmaker deftly imbues every gorgeous frame with a compassionate clarity, warm, sprawling, and dazzling. The intimate epic is one of the undisputed masterworks of the 21st century. I'll probably buy this. Another really long film by him, 173 minutes. Wow. Brighter Summer Day is also super long. Okay, and this is the last one. This feels like a pretty big list, actually. Caught by the Tides. Haven't heard of this, but it's considered a masterpiece. A film by Jia Zhangqi. Oh man, I shouldn't try it. I apologize. In this visionary chronicle of China's turbulent new century, acclaimed director Jia Zhangqi embarks on a kaleidoscopic odyssey across time and space, incorporating footage captured from his previous films into an entirely original, captivating epic. From the dawn of the millennium to the COVID-19 era, observing the future shock developments transforming his country, Jia constructs a sensorially immersive, emotionally profound portrait of both a world in flux and two people navigating its uncertain currents. Very interesting. Oh, this is part of Criterion premieres. Okay, so this is like the Janus Contemporaries. Actually, that sounds fascinating to me. I'm into that. I'll probably get that. Okay, that's our whole list. Wow, okay. I feel like that was a big list. There's a few in there that are exciting to me. I would say Birth and Yi Yi. And honestly, the Janus Contemporary, the final premieres one, is exciting to me. So, woo, we made it through. I don't know why that was such a struggle for me with my words today. But next week, some point in time, Criterion's going to drop their flash sale. You'll have 24 hours to get 50% off Criterion discs on the Criterion website. And then in November, we're already to our next 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble. So we got some big sales coming up. There's going to be a lot of Criterion content on this channel, so stick around for that. Also, I'm going to try to get out my spooky horror Criterion collection recommendations before the end of the month. In the meantime, check out my totally unrelated to Criterion content on the channel, like my ventures through all of the Saw films or Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, all of the slashers that I have been watching. I can't wait to get back to watching different films, let's say. But I've been watching a shit ton of those movies for like the last month, and we're almost done. So anyway, thank you for watching the video. I love you. We'll catch you in the next one.